After he arrived at Sand Valley, Hossein came to understand why were they. Strong team Wang Fu Pingking was still not able to kill the sacred blood creature. The reason the Sand Valley was called that was for the sand pits. Everywhere in the valley, unless one had wings, one would die there for sure. And even mutant wings would be too slow when fighting a sacred blood creature. Hence only those who had sacred blood wings could participate in hunting the creature. The sacred blood creature was more than 6 feet tall and made of stones with a metal shine. What was worse was that the hammer in its hand was as large as a barrel, with a handle more than 6 feet long. When it wielded its weapon, any opponents within a dozen feet would be either injured or killed. Wang Fu Pingking smiled at Hossein. Brother Ha, do you think you could kill this creature? Quote. Hossein smiled back at her. Wang Fu, I believe you did not bring me here just to let me look at it. I could lend you the sacred blood beast soul arrow. But if you gain its beast soul, I need to claim half of it, said Wang Fu Pingking. She had planned this out when she took him here. He had a sacred blood bow and she had a sacred blood arrow, so they could shoot at the sacred blood creature from outside the Sand Valley. If they could kill it, then it would be great. If not, the creature would be injured and provoked to come out of the valley. And then they could try to kill the creature together. Wang Fu Pingking did not fear that the creature might hurt herself, since she had sacred blood wings anyway. You are asking too much, said Hossein. Without my arrow, an ordinary arrow would not hurt it or provoke it. I think it's reasonable for me to climb half, said Wang Fu Pingking. She did not believe he was able to kill the creature without her arrow. I will do without the arrow. After I kill this creature, I will buy you dinner. Hossein summoned a pair of wings and flew toward the Sand Valley. Looking at Hossein flying with a pair of primitive wings, Wang Fu Pingking was shocked. Brother Ha, you do not mean to use a primitive pair of wings to enter the valley? Quote. The wings were from a primitive black feathered beast, so they were slow and ineffective. They were just enough to keep Hossein from falling into the sand. Hossein used to have a pair of mutant wings, which he sold to Wang Fu Pingking for the 3-blade harpoon. He also had the purple winged dragon beast soul, which was $. Signature, and he could not use that. Hossein smiled and did not answer, flying into the Sand Valley. The valley was full of quicksand, and the creature was standing above the sand. For unknown reason, its heavy body did not sink. 300 feet into the Sand Valley, Hossein was discovered by the creature, who immediately lifted its hammer and ran over like a tank. 100 feet from Hossein, it jumped up and swung its hammer at him. Although Hossein had put on the Phantom Ant armor, the impact from a such heavy weapon would still kill him. Wang Fu Pingking saw that Hossein was in danger. His wings were too slow to bring him away from the creature's blow. If he chose to land on the ground, he would not be able to run away from the hammer either, because he would be trapped in the shifting sand. The sacred blood creature had such strength that even someone who had maxed out on all geno points would not be able to spar with it, not to mention Hossein's weapon. The harpoon was extremely short. Wang Fu Pingking summoned her beast soul bow and arrow, wanting to shoot an arrow to help Hossein and buy him some time. Before the arrow left the bow, Hossein had already taken back his wings and fell to the sand. He stepped on the ground but was not trapped. Under his feet, the golden rock worm king the size of a car suddenly appeared. Although the rock worm king had not transformed, it did not fear the sand since it originally came from the desert. Leveraging this step, Hossein used Sparticle to avoid the attack from the creature and approached it. The three-blade harpoon flashed on the neck of the sacred blood creature like a silver lightning bolt. The three-blade harpoon was sharp enough to cut sacred blood armor. And Hossein's strength was even greater than someone having maxed out on all Geno points. With one strike, the creature's rock-hard neck was cut off, its head thrown into the air. The headless creature still managed to make several steps forward before the hammer fell from its hand into the sand. Then the creature gradually sank into the sand. Wang Fu Pingking was dumbstruck. She could not believe that the creature which her entire team did not manage to kill was easily beaten by Hossein. At this point, she regretted selling the three-blade harpoon to Hossein. With the weapon, he was too formidable. How did this guy get so far? Was it really just because of Qin Shan? Wang Fu Pingking could not believe that was the only factor in Hossein's success. Son of Heaven was equally, if not more resourceful than Qin, but Son of Heaven was not as strong as Hossein. In addition, even with Qin Shan's help, Hossein would not have gained the same resources Qin Shan did.